ከአዝዋ ቲዩብ ነው። እንደተለመደው ዛሬ በቀጥታ ስርጭታችን የምንወያየው ርዕሱ ላይ እንደጠቀስኩት ሰው ለምንድን ነው ጭካኔ የበዛው በሚለው ርዕስ ዙሪያ ይሆናል። የሰዎች ጭካኔ እየጨመረ የመጣው ለምንድን ነው? ከዚህ በፊት አይተነው ሰምተነው የማናውቀው አይነት ጭካኔ የምንሰማው ለምንድን ነው? እስኪ ስለ ምክንያቶቹ እንወያያለን በዛሬ የቀጥታ ስርጭት ማለት ነው። እስኪ ገባ ብልና ሀሳብ እየሰጠን የበለጠ እስኪ ውይይታችን እናዳብራለን። እንደተለመደው ዛሬ ቀጥታ ስርጭታችን ተጀምሯል ማለት ነው። ከዚህ በፊት አይተነው የማናውቀው አይነት ጭካኔ በተደጋጋሚ በሶሻል ሚዲያም እንዲሁ በአይናችንም በወሬም እንሰማለን። ለዚህ መነሻው ምንድን ነው? ድሮ ከነበረው አይነት የተለወጠ ነገር ምንድን ነው የሚለውን ይሆናል። እስኪ እንደ መግቢያ እንዲሆነን እኔ በግሌ የምሰጠው አስተያየት የመጀመሪያ ደረጃ መጥቀስ ያለብን የቴክኖሎጂ እድገት ነው። እንደሚታወቅ ድሮ በድብቅ ሲሰራ የነበረውን ነገር አሁን ሶሻል ሚዲያ መጥቶ አደባባይ ያወጣው የራሱን የቻለ አስተዋጽኦ አለው። ድሮ ምንም የማናውቃቸው በድብቅ ሲፈጸሙ የነበሩ ጭካኔዎችን አሁን ሶሻል ሚዲያ ስለመጣ አደባባይ ያወጣቸው። ስለዚህ የቴክኖሎጂ እድገት እንግዲህ እሱ ራሱን የቻለ አስተዋጽኦ እንዳለው ሆኖ ማለት ነው። ከዛ ባሻገር በሰዎች ባህሪ ላይ ያለ ተጽዕኖ ምንድን ነው? ለምንድነው ጭካኔ እየተስፋፋ የመጣው? አሰቃቂ የሆኑ ወንጀሎች፣ ጭካኔዎችን የምንመለከት የምንሰማው በምን ምክንያት ነው ይሆናል ማለት ነው ዛሬ የምንወያይበት። እንግዲህ ከማህበራዊ ሚዲያ ባሻገር የጭካኔ ደረጃ ያደገበት ምክንያት ምንድን ነው? ምን የተለየ ነገር ነው? ለሰዎች ጭካኔ አስተዋጽኦ እያደረጉ ያሉ ምክንያቶች ወይም ፋክተሮች ምንድን ናቸው ነው እንግዲህ ዛሬ የምንወያይበት ርዕስ የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። እንደሚታወቀው ሰዎች በሰዎች ላይ እንዲጨክኑ የተለያዩ ምክንያቶች አሉ። ሆን ብሎ የሚያደርጓቸውም ወይም ደግሞ ሳያውቁ የሚደረጉ አይነት ምክንያቶች ሊኖሩ ይችላሉ። ስለዚህ እነዛን ጉዳዮች ይሆናል ማለት ነው አንስተን የምንወያይባቸው ዛሬ። እስኪ እንደ መግቢያ እንዲሆነን ከማህበራዊ ሚዲያ ወይም ከቴክኖሎጂ እድገት ባሻገር እንደዚህ በፊት እንዳልኩት ቴክኖሎጂ ነው ራሱን የቻለ አስተዋጽኦ አድርጓል ለጭካኔ። ምክንያቱም አደባባይ ላይ አሁን የምናያቸው ነገሮች ድሮ በድብቅ ሲፈጸሙ የነበሩ ነገሮች ናቸው። እነዚህን ደግሞ አደባባይ ያወጣቸው ደግሞ የቴክኖሎጂ እድገት ነው፣ ሶሻል ሚዲያ ነው። በፍጥነት የትም ጫፍ የተደረገን ወንጀል ወይም ጭካኔ በፍጥነት እንድናየው የሚያደርገን የቴክኖሎጂ እድገት ነው። ነገር ግን ከዚህ ባሻገር ደግሞ በሰዎች ባህሪ ላይ ሌላ የተፈጠረ ነገር ምን ኑሮ ነው አሁን በጣም አይተነው ማናውቀውን አይነት ጭካኔ እየሰማን እያዳመጥን ያለ ነው አሁን ያርሳችን። በእኔ በግሌ እንደ መጀመሪያ ምክንያት የምጠቅሰው አንድ ሰው የሌላውን ሰው ህመም ያለመረዳት ችግር አለ። አንድ ሰው የሌላን ሰው ህመም ሊረዳ የሚችል ምናልባት በዛ ሰው ችግር ውስጥ ሲያልፍ ነው። ያ ሰው በደረሰበት ችግር ውስጥ ያ ሰው ማለፍ ካልቻለ የሰውን ችግር የሰውን ህመም መረዳት አይችልም። ይሄ አንዱ መሰረታዊ ችግር ነው። ሰው ችግር ምን እንደሆነ የሚያውቀው ችግሩ ራሱ ላይ ሲደርስበት ብቻ ነው። የሰዎችን ህመም ከምንም የማንቆጥረው በእነሱ ችግር ውስጥ ሳናልፍ ስንቀር ነው። አንዳንዴ የሆነ አጋጣሚ ሲፈጠር እናንተ ባለፋችሁበት ችግር ውስጥ ያለፈ ሰው ችግሩን ሲናገር ስትሰሙ ስሜታችሁን በቀላሉ ይገዛዋል። ስሜቱን ትጋሩታላችሁ። ምክንያቱም ያ ችግር ምን ማለት እንደሆነ ስለምታውቁት ስላለፋችሁበት ማለት ነው። ነገር ግን ያ ችግር ምን እንደሆነ የማያውቅ ሰው፣ በዛ ችግር ውስጥ ያላለፈ ሰው ችግር ምን ማለት እንደሆነ ሊረዳ አይችልም። ስለዚህ ብዙ ጊዜ ይሄ አንዱ መሰረታዊ ችግር ነው። የሰዎችን ችግር፣ የሰዎችን ህመም፣ የሰዎችን ስቃይ መረዳት የማንችለው በመጀመሪያ ደረጃ እኛ በዛ ችግር ውስጥ ስላላለፍን ነው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ችግሩን መረዳት አንችልም። አንዳንዴ የሰዎች ስቃይ፣ የሰዎች ለቅሶ ሳቅ የሚሆነን ሰዎች አሉ። በሰው ስቃይ የምንደሰት፣ በሰው ስቃይ ምንም ማለት እንዳልሆነ የምንረዳበት አጋጣሚ የሚፈጠረው ያ ችግር እኛ ላይ ደርሶ ስቃዩን ስላልቀመስነው ነው። ይህንን እንደ መጀመሪያ ምክንያት መጥቀስ ይቻላል። ሌላው በሁለተኛ ደረጃ ደግሞ ሊጠቀስ የሚገባው ደግሞ የስነ ልቦና ችግር ስነ ልቦና ችግር ነው። በዚህ ውስጥ ብዙ ርዕሶችን መጥቀስ ይቻላል። ብዙ ሀሳቦችን ማንሳት ይቻላል። ለምሳሌ ሳዲስት የሚባሉ ሰዎች አሉ። ሳዲስት ማለት አንድ ሰው በሰው ህመም፣ በሰው ስቃይ የሚደሰት ማለት ነው። ሰዎችን ሲያሰቃይ፣ ሰዎችን ሲያጉላላ፣ ሰዎችን ሲጫን የሚደሰት ሰው አለ። እንዲህ አይነት ሰው ሳዲስት ይባላል። እንዲህ አይነት ሰው ደስታን የሚያገኘው በሰው ህመም ነው ማለት ነው፣ በሰው ስቃይ ነው ማለት ነው። ከዛ ሰው ምንም ፈልጎ ላይሆን ይችላል። ነገር ግን የዛ ሰው ስቃይ ደስታን ስለሚፈጥርለት ብቻ ሰው የሰው ስቃይ፣ የሰው እንግልት፣ የሰው መጉላላት የሚያስደስተው ሰው አለ። እንዲህ አይነት ሰዎች ሳዲስት ይባላሉ። ሌሎቹ ደግሞ ሳይኮፓዝ ይባላሉ። ሰምታችሁ ከሆነ አንዳንዴ እከሌ ሳይኮፓዝ ይባላል። ሳይኮፓዝ ደግሞ እነዚህ ደግሞ የሆነ ነገር ይፈልጉና እንዲህ አይነት ሰዎች ማለት ነው የሆነ ነገር ይፈልጉና ያን የፈለጉትን ነገር ለማግኘት የሚከፈለውን ሁሉ የትኛውም አይነት ስቃይ ቢሆን በሰው ላይ የሚያደርሱ ናቸው። የሚፈልጉትን ነገር እጃቸው ውስጥ ለማስገባት ሰውን ማሰቃየት፣ ሰውን እስከ መግደል የሚደርሱ ማለት ነው። በሰው ላይ በደል የሚፈጽሙ እንዲህ አይነት ሰዎች ሳይኮፓዝ፣ ምክንያቱም የራሳቸው ጥቅም ብቻ ነው የሚታያቸው፣ የሰው ስቃይ፣ የሰው መጎዳት የማይታያቸው። ይህ ራሱ የስነ ልቦና ችግር ነው። ያዩት ሁሉ የሚያምራቸው የሆነ ነገር ሰው እጅ ላይ ሲያዩ ያን ነገር እጃቸው ለማስገባት የሚከፈለውን ሁሉ ዋጋ ከፍለው ሰውየው ላይ ጥቃትም አድርሰው ጉዳትም አድርሰው ያን ነገር ለመንጠቅ ወደ እጃቸው ለማስገባት በእኛ ሀገር በቀላሉ ምቀኛ የምንለው አይነት ማለት ነው። ከፍተኛ ደረጃ ላይ ሲደርስ ወደ ሳይኮፓዝነት ይቀየራል። እንዲሁ ዝም ብሎ ተመቅኝቶ አይተውም። ሰውየውን ለጥቃት ለጉዳት የሚዳርግ አይነት ባህሪ ሲኖር እነዚህ አይነት ሰዎች የስነ ልቦና ችግር ያለባቸው ናቸው፣ ወይም ሳይኮፓዝ ይባላሉ። ሌላው ከዚሁ ችግር ጋር ተያይዞ የሚጠቀሰው ናርሲስት ይባላል። ናርሲዝም ሲባል ሰምታችሁ ከሆነ እሱ እኮ ናርሲስት ነው ማለት ናርሲዝም አለበት ሲባል እኔ ያልኩት ብቻ ይሁን፣ ዓለምን እሱ በሚያይባት መነጽር ብቻ ሁሉ ሰው እንዲያይ የሚፈልግ ሰው ማለት ነው። ሰዎችን ምርጫ የሚያሳጣ እሱ በሚያስበው መንገድ ብቻ ሁሉ ሰው እንዲጓዝ የሚፈልግ ሰው፣ እንዲህ አይነት ሰው ናርሲስት ይባላል። ጠባብ ነው። ምክንያቱም ከጀምሮ ራሱ ጠባብ ስለሆነ ሰዎችን በዛ ልክ እንዲጠቡ የሚጠብቅ ሰው ማለት ነው። ሁሉም ሰው የራሱ ምርጫ እንዳለው የማያውቅ ወይም የማይገነዘብ ነገር ግን እሱ በሚፈልገውና በሚቀደው ቦይ ብቻ ሰው እንዲፈስ የሚፈልግ እንዲህ አይነት ሰዎች ደግሞ የበለጠ ስልጣን ሲኖራቸው ደግሞ ጉልበት ሲኖራቸው አቅም ሲኖራቸው በዚህ አስተሳሰባቸው ላይ ሰው ላይ የሚያሳድሩትን ጫና መረዳት ይቻላል። ናርሲስቶች በጣም ጠባብ ስለሆኑ ሰው ላይ ከፍተኛ ጉዳት ማድረስ ይችላሉ። እዚህ ላይ ስልጣን ሲጨመርበት ማሰብ ነው ምን አይነት ጥቃት ምን አይነት ጉዳት ሰው ላይ ሊያደርሱ እንደሚችሉ። እንግዲህ ይህ የጭካኔ ምክንያቶች ያልን ከምንጠቅሳቸው ባህሪዎች ውስጥ ሰው የሚጨክነው በዚህ ምክንያት ነው። ሶሻል ሚዲያን አነሳን። ከዛ በኋላ ያለው ደግሞ ሰው የሰውን ህመም አለመረዳት። ምክንያቱም አንድ ሰው የሰውን ህመም ሊረዳ የሚችለው በዛ ህመም ውስጥ ሲያልፍ ብቻ ነው። ሌላው ሳይኮሎጂ ችግሮች ያሉባቸው ሰዎች እንደ ናርሲስት የሆኑ ሳይኮፓዝ የሆኑ ወይም ሳዲስት የሆኑ ሰዎች ማለት ነው እንደጠቀስኩት ከዚሁ ከስነ ልቦና ችግር ጋር ተያይዞ ደግሞ መጥቀስ ያለብን ደግሞ የባህሪ ዲስኦርደር ይባላል። ለምሳሌ አንድ ሰው በጣም በአስተዳደጉ በጣም የተበደለ ሰው ከሆነ ሲያድግ በጣም በበደል ያደገ ሰው ከሆነ ርህራሄ ምን ማለት እንደሆነ አያውቅም። በአስተዳደግ የተበደለ ጤናማ አስተዳደግ ያልነበረው ሰው ሲሆን ወደፊት ማህበራዊ ግንኙነቱ ላይ ተጽዕኖ ያሳድርበታል። ስትረስም ሲኖር ሰዎች ስትረስ ሲኖርባቸው ጭንቀት ሲኖርባቸው ሰዎች ላይ ሊጨክኑ ይችላሉ። ምክንያቱም ያን ስትረሳቸውን ማቅለል የሚችሉ ሰዎች ላይ በሚያሳድሩት ተጽዕኖ ስትረስ ሊኖር ይችላል፣ ፍርሃት ሊኖር ይችላል። ፍራቻ ይህን ሰውዬ ባዶ ከለቀኩት ወይም እንዲህ ካላደረኩት ተመልሶ መጥቶ እንዲህ ሊያደርገኝ ይችላል። ስለዚህ ቀድሜ ከፍተኛ ጉዳት ማድረስ አለብኝ ብሎ ማሰብ ከፍርሃት ከጭንቀት ትራውማ ይባላል። አደጋ ላይ የደረሰበት ወይም ድሮ ያሳለፈው ታሪክ የሚረብሸው ሰው ሰዎች ላይ ሊጨክን ይችላል። እንዲህ አይነት ችግሮች ያው ከሳይኮሎጂ ጋር ተያይዞ የሚመጡ ናቸው። ምናልባት እንዲህ አይነት ችግሮች አሁን ከቴክኖሎጂ ማደግ ጋር ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ከሰው መብዛት ጋር፣ ከተለያየ የፍላጎት ማደግ ጋር ተያይዞ ሰዎች ውስጥ ፉክክር እያደገ መጥቷል። ያ ፉክክር ምን ይፈጥራል? ጭንቀት ይፈጥራል። ሰው የፈለገውን መሆን አልችል ሲል ወደ ጭንቀት ይገባል። ያ ጭንቀት ደግሞ ሌላ ባህሪ ደግሞ ይዞ ይመጣል። ስለዚህ እንዲህ አይነት የሳይኮሎጂ ወይም የባህሪ ዲስኦርደር የሚባሉ ችግሮችን ያመጣል። እነዛ ደግሞ ሌላ ተጽዕኖ አላቸው። ስለዚህ ከዛ አንጻር ልናየው እንችላለን ማለት ነው ይህን ችግር። እስኪ አስተያየት መስጠት ይቻላል፣ መሳተፍ ሌላው ደግሞ ከህግ ጋር ተያይዞ የሚጠቀሰው ችግር ነው። ጥላቻ በጊዜው በህግ ካልተገደበ ያድግና ከፍተኛ ደረጃ ይደርሳል። የምትጠላውን ማህበረሰብ መጉዳት ከፈለግ ያን ማህበረሰብ ህግ ልጓም ካላበጀለት በቀር ጥላቻ እያደገ ሄድና ህግን ከለላ አድርገህ ያን ሰው መጉዳት ትችላለህ ማለት። ስለዚህ ህግ ልጓም ከሌለው ሰዎች መረን ይለቃሉ ማለት። ሩዋንዳ ውስጥ የዘር ማጥፋት ሲፈጸም ብዙ ሂደቶች ነበሩት። ከብሔር ጥላቻ የጀመረው ወደ ለየለት ጥላቻ ተሸጋግሮ ነው። የሚጠሏቸውን ሰዎች እነሱ ኮክሮች ናቸው ወይም በረሮዎች ብለው ነው እንግዲህ በአንድ የሬዲዮ ስርጭት ውስጥ አስተዋወቁ። ከዛ በኋላ ህዝቡን ብሔሩ እንዳለ ተነስተው ሊጨፈጭፉ ከ1 ሚሊዮን ምናምን ህዝብ በላይ በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ የተጨፈጨፈው ከትንሽ ጥላቻ ተነስቶ ያ ጥላቻ እያደገ፣ ምክንያቱም ህግ በጊዜው ስርዓት ቢያስይዘው ኖሮ ያ ጥላቻ አያድግም። ስለዚህ ህግ ሲላላ ብልግና ወይም ድፍረት ወይም ጥላቻ መረን ይለቃል። ያ ደግሞ ማህበረሰብ ላይ ከፍተኛ ችግር ያደርሳል። የማይመለስ ኢሪቨርሰብል ይባላል። ወደኋላ የማንመልሰው አይነት ችግር ውስጥ ይከተል። ስለዚህ ከጅምሩ አንድ ነገር ስርዓት ሲለቅ መስመር ሲለቅ እየተከታተሉ እዛው ላይ ማስተካከል ካልተቻለ ጉዳቱ ከፍተኛ ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። እንደዛ ሲሆን ምን ይሆናል? በጣም አንድን ሰው ስትጠሉት ከሰውነት ደረጃ ታወርዱታል። ጥላቻ በጣም እያደገ ሲሄድ ሰውየው ራሱ የምትጠሉት ሰው መሆኑን ትረሳላችሁ። አንዳንዴ የጥላቻ መጠኑ እያደገ ሲሄድ ለዛ ሰው ያላችሁ ምልከታ ከሰውነት ይወርድና ዲሁማናይዝ ማድረግ፣ ያን ሰው በቃ ልክ ተራ ሌላ እሱን መግደል ጽድቅ እንደሆነ አድርጋችሁ ወይም እሱን መጉዳት ትክክል እንደሆነ አድርጋችሁ ለአእምሯችሁ ትነግሩታላችሁ። ለዛ ነው ጥላቻ በጊዜው ካልታከመ ወይም በህግ ልጓም ካልተበጀለት በይቅርታ የሚሆን በተለያየ ምክንያት መታከም ካልቻለ እያደገ ሲሄድ ከፍተኛ ደረጃ ላይ ሲደርስ የምንጠላውን ሰው ዲሁማናይዝ እና ልክ እንደ ሰው አናየው። ምክንያቱም ያን ሰው መጉዳት በጣም ጽድቅ እንደሆነ እናየዋለን፣ እንረዳዋለን። ስለዚህ ማንኛውንም አይነት የጭካኔ እርምጃ በዛ ላይ ብንወስድ የተቀደሰ ነው ብለን አእምሯችንን ነግረዋል። ለዛ ነው አሁን የምናያቸው ጭካኔዎች በሰው ላይ ሊፈጸሙ የማይችሉ አይነት ጭካኔዎችን የምናየው ከዚህ አንጻር። ሰው እንዴት በሰው ላይ እንዲህ አይነት አደረገ ብለን ልናስበው የማንችለውን አእምሮ ሊያስበው የማይችለውን አይነት ጭካኔ እያየን ያለ ነው። መጀመሪያ ጥላቻ በመጠኑ ይኖራል። ከዚያ ጥላቻ በህግ ልጓም ስለማይበጅለት የጨመረ ይሄዳል፣ ያድጋል፣ አጃቢ ይኖረዋል፣ ይባባሳል። የጥላቻ መጠን መስመሩን ሲስትና ሲያድግ ከዛ በኋላ ያን የሚጠላውን ሰው ወይም ቡድን ወይም ብሔር መጉዳት፣ ማጥቃት፣ መግደል ጽድቅ ነው ብሎ የማሰብ ሁኔታ ይኖራል። ስለዚህ ያን ሰው እንደ ሰው ሳይሆን እንደ እንስሳ እንደ ተራ ነገር የማየት ይኖራል። ስለዚህ ህግ በጣም ወሳኝ ነው ማለት ህግ ጥላቻን ስርዓት በማስያዝ ረገድ ያለው ሚና በጣም በጣም ከፍተኛ ነው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ የሰው መረን የወጣ ባህሪ የሚታረቀው በህግ ተጠያቂነት ነው እንጂ ህግ ከሌለ መረንነት ወይም ጭካኔ ይፈረጥማል። ማን አለብኝነት ይኖራል። ምን ታመጣለህ ይኖራል። የፈለኩትን ባረግ ማን ይጠይቀኛል የሚባል ነገር ይኖራል። ለዛ ነው ጭካኔ። የሆነ ችግር ሲፈጠር ተከታትሎ ከስር ያን ነገር ማጥፋት ቢኖር ያጠፉትን ሰዎች ተጠያቂ ማድረግ ቢኖር እንዲህ አይነት ወንጀል የምናየው አይነት ወንጀል እየተስፋፋ አይመጣም ነበር። ነገር ግን የሆነ ነገር ከፍተኛ ችግር ፈጽመው እነዛ ሰዎች በተለያየ ምክንያት ሊሆን ይችላል፣ አናውቅም። የተለያየ አጀንዳ ሊኖረው ይችላል። ከጀርባው ሌላ መልእክት ሊኖረው ይችላል። በማንኛውም ምክንያት ያን ወንጀል የፈጸመን ሰው ግን ተጠያቂ ማድረግ ካልተቻለ ያ ሰው ይቀጥልበት፣ ይቻላል፣ ይበረታታል ብሎ መልእክት እንደማስተላለፍ ነው። ሌሎቹም ሰዎች በዛ ዙሪያ እንዲሳተፉ እድል መክፈት ይሆናል ማለት ነው። በአራተኛ ደረጃ የሚጠቀሰው ደግሞ እስኪ አሁን ሶስቶችን ጠቀስኩ። ሄሎ አንቶኒ፣ yes, what's up my friend? Yeah, you can participate now. ስለዚህ በሌላ ደግሞ ልንጠቅሰው የምንችለው ደግሞ ምንድነው? ስኬርሲቲ ይባላል። እጥረት ጭካኔ ምንጭ ሊሆን ይችላል። እጥረት ሲባል ምንድነው? የሪሶርስ እጥረት። ሰው ሲበዛ ያለን ሪሶርስ ትንሽ ሲሆን ያችን ያለችውን የቀረችውን ሪሶርስ ለመቀራመት ልፊያ ስለሚኖር ያ ልፊያ ግጭት ይፈጥራል። ያ ግጭት ደግሞ ምን ያመጣል? ጭካኔን ይፈጥራል። አሁን የምናያቸው የህፃናት መጠለፍ፣ አፈና፣ የሆነን ሰው ደብቆ ብር መቀበል፣ የተለያዩ ስርቆት ምናምን እንዲህ አይነት የምናየው የስኬርሲቲ ነው፣ የሪሶርስ እጥረት ነው። ምክንያቱም የነገሮች እጥረት ሲኖር እነዛን ነገሮች ተሻምቶ ለመያዝ ለመቀራመት ውድድር ይኖራል። በዚህ ውድድር ውስጥ ጉልበት ያለው ደካማው ላይ ይጨክናል ማለት ነው። ሁሉም የሚሰራ ቢሆንና ሁሉም የፈለገውን በቀላሉ የሚያገኝበት ዓለም ወይም ሀገር ቢኖር ሰው በጥረት ምክንያት አይጣለም። ነገር ግን እንደዛ አይነት አብሶሉት የሆነ ዓለም ወይም ሀገር ሊኖር አይችልም። ሁሉም የተሟላበት ዓለም የለም። እዛ ነው ዓለም 9 ናት የሚባለው። አንድ ቦታ የሆነ ነገር ሲገኝ ሌላ ቦታ የሆነ ነገር ይጎላል። ሙሉ የሆነበት ቦታ የለም። ያ ደግሞ ምን ይፈጥራል? እጥረት ይፈጥራል። ያ ደግሞ ምን ይፈጥራል? ግጭት ይፈጥራል፣ ጭካኔ ይፈጥራል። ስለዚህ የምናየው አንዳንድ አሁን የምናየው የኑሮ ውድነቱ ሲበዛ ሰው በቂ ገንዘብ ሳይኖረው ሲቀር የግድ ለመብላት የሆነ ነገር ማግኘት አለበት። ያን ነገር ለማግኘት ሰርቶ በመብላት ፈንታ ሌላ ሰው ሌላ መንገድ ሊጠቀም ይችላል። ወደ ጭካኔ ይገባል፣ ወደ ስርቆት ይገባል፣ ወደ ጠለፋ፣ ወደምናየው አይነት ብዙ አይነት የጭካኔ ተግባሮች ውስጥ ሊገባ ይችላል። የዛ ሁሉ ዓላማው የሆነ ነገር ለማግኘት ወይ ገንዘብ ለማግኘት ወይ የሆነ ንብረት ለማግኘት ሊሆን ይችላል። ስለዚህ እጥረት ራሱን የቻለ ለጭካኔ ትልቅ አስተዋጽኦ አለው ማለት ነው። Yes, Anthony, we've been discussing about the source of cruelty. Why are people cruel at this time? We've been hearing so many, you know, so heart touching, so difficult topics about cruelty everywhere in the world. And we just want to discuss about factors associated with such cruelty. ስለዚህ በዛ ምክንያት ነው ማለት ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። ሌላ ደግሞ ሊጠቀስ የሚችለው ደግሞ ከስልጣን ጋር ተያይዞ ስልጣንን ለማስጠበቅ የበላይነትን ለማስጠበቅ ሰዎች ስልጣናቸውን ለማስጠበቅ ወይም የበላይነታቸውን ለማስጠበቅ በሌሎች ላይ የጭካኔ ተግባር ሊፈጽሙ ይችላሉ። ለስልጣን አስጊ የሚመስሉ ሰዎችን ለመቀጣጫ በሚል ሌሎች እንዲፈሩ በጭካኔ ልትቀጣ ትችላለህ። የብዙ ጊዜ የምናስተውለው ምክንያቱም ስልጣን የገንዘብ የሀብት ምንጭ እስከሆነ ድረስ ያን ነገር ዋን ወንበር የሚነቀንቅብህ ወይም የሚያሰጋ ሰው ካለ በዛ ላይ የማይደግም እርምጃ ለመውሰድ የመጨረሻውን እርምጃ ለመውሰድ ወደኋላ አትልም። ምክንያቱም ያ ቦታ ለአንተ የሀብት ምንጭ ነው። ያን ቦታ አጣ ማለት የመኖር ያለመኖር የህልውና ጉዳይ ሊሆንብህ ይችላል። ስለዚህ ማንኛውንም አይነት እርምጃ ወስድ ያን ሰው መቀጣጫ ማድረግ በዛ ሰው ላይ ጭካኔ እንዲፈጸምበት ማድረግ ተግባር ሊኖር ይችላል። ስለዚህ ለስልጣን ወይም የበላይነትን ለማስጠበቅ ሲባል ጭካኔ እንዲሁ ጭካኔ ተግባር ሊፈጸም ይችላል ማለት ነው። በተመሳሳይ ሰዎች ተበደልን ሲሉ ፍትህ አጣን ሲሉ በደሉን ባሏቸው ሰዎች ላይ ወይም ፍትህ አሳጡን ባሏቸው ሰዎች ላይ ጭካኔ ተግባር ሊፈጽሙ ይችላሉ። በተደጋጋሚ እንደምናየው ማለት ተጎዳን፣ እንደዚህ ሆነ፣ የበደሉ እነሱ ናቸው፣ በእነሱ ምክንያት ነው እንደዚህ ሆነ ብሎ ቂም የያዙ ሰዎች በሰዎች ላይ ቂማቸውን ለመወጣት የጭካኔ ተግባር ሊፈጽሙ ይችላሉ። አሁን ምክንያቶችን ለምንጠቅስ ጭካኔ ለምን ነው እያደገ የመጣው በሚለው ምክንያቶቹ ምንድን ናቸው? የጭካኔ ምክንያቶች የሚሉትን ምክንያቶች ነው አንድ ባንድ እየጠቀስን ያለ። አስፋው እንኳን ደህና መጣ። መሳተፍ ይቻላል። እየተወያየን ነው። ለምንድን ነው ጭካኔ እየጨመረ የመጣው? አሁን ሀገራችን ውስጥ በተለይ የተለያዩ ወሬዎችን የጭካኔ ወሬዎችን እንሰማለን። ምክንያቱ ምንድን ነው? እስቲ እንወያይባቸው። ብዙ የጭካኔ ተግባሮች አሉ እኛ ሀገር አሁን የምናያልና ምንድን ነው ምክንያቱ ነው? እስኪ በዛ ዙሪያ ነው እንግዲህ ሀሳብ እየሰጠ ያለው። የግልን ሀሳብ መስጠት ትችላለህ፣ መወያየት ይቻላል። እኔ ይሆናሉ ያልኳቸውን ምክንያቶች ጠቅሻለሁ። ሀሳብ መስጠት ማዳበር ይቻላል። የተለየ አዲስ ነገር የለም። አሁን ቴክኖሎጂ አድጓል። የሰዎች ባህሪ ድሮም የነበረ ነው። ምንድነው አሁን ሰዎች ባህሪው ላይ ተጽዕኖ ሊያሳድር የሚችለው? የህዝብ ቁጥር መብዛት። ያ የህዝብ ቁጥር ሲበዛ ስኬርሲቲ ይፈጥራል፣ እጥረት ይፈጥራል። ያ እጥረት ምን ይፈጥራል? ውድድር ይፈጥራል። በዛ ውድድር ውስጥ ጉልበት ያላቸው ጉልበት የሌላቸው ደካሞች ላይ ጫና ማሳደር ይችላል። እንግዲህ የተለየ ነገር የሚባለው ይሄ ነው። ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ቴክኖሎጂ ነው። ተደብቆ የነበረን ባህሪ የጭካኔ ተግባር አደባባይ የሚያወጣው ሶሻል ሚዲያ ነው። ሶሻል ሚዲያ ቴክኖሎጂ ነው። ድሮ ያልነበረ አሁን ያለ እሱ ነው። እንግዲህ እዛ ውጭ የሰዎች ባህሪ ድሮም ነበር። የሳይኮሎጂ ችግር ድሮም ነበር። ጭንቀት ድሮም ነበር። የሳዲስት የምንለው በሰዎች ስቃይ የመደሰት አሁን የመጣ አይደለም በድንገት ድሮም የነበረ ነው። ከሰው ልጅ ጋር መኖር ከሰው መኖር ጋር አብሮ ያለ የሰው ባህሪ ነው። ነገር ግን እንዳልኩት ከሰው መብዛት፣ ከቴክኖሎጂ ማደግ፣ ከተለያየ የሰው ፍላጎት መብዛት ጋር ተያይዞ የሰዎች ባህሪ በየጊዜው ጫና ውስጥ ይገባል። ይህ ጫና የገባ የሰው ባህሪ ደግሞ ሳይኮሎጂካል ዲስኦርደር ይገጥመዋል። ያ ዲስኦርደር ምን ይፈጥራል? ኋላ ማህበራዊ ግንኙነት ላይ ከፍተኛ ተጽዕኖ ያሳድራል። ያ ነው እንግዲህ አሁን በጭካኔ የምናየው። ልክ ሰው ላይ ሲጨክኑ በእንስሳ እንኳን የማይጨክን አይነት ጭካኔ እየጨከኑ የምናየው ከዛም ይመጣል። አረመኔነትን የምናየው በዛ ምክንያት ለሚመለከተው ነው እንጂ የሚሰቀጥጠው ለሚያደርገው ሰውዬ እኮ ምንም አይደለም ጭካኔ። ፈለገውን አንድ ሰው ጤነኛ አስተዳደግ ካደገ እና ጥሩ ማህበራዊ መሰረት ካለው የፈለገው ነገር ቢሆን በሰው ለመጨከን በጣም ይቸገራል። ህሊናው አይፈቅድለትም። የሰው ህመም ይሰማዋል። ነገር ግን ጤናማ አስተዳደግ ከሌለው ወይም የተለያየ ሳይኮሎጂ ዲስኦርደር ካለበት ሰው ወይም ደግሞ እንዳልኩት በተለያዩ ምክንያቶች ስልጣኑን ለማስጠበቅ ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ወይም ከዛ የሆነ ነገር ፈልጎ ሊሆን ይችላል። እንደዛ አይነት ባህሪዎች ሰው ላይ ጭካኔ እንዲፈጸም ያደርጋሉ። ሴቶች ላይ አሲድ ሲፈጽሙ የምናየው ማለት ሴቶች ላይ አሲድ ሲደፉ ፊታቸው ላይ የምናየው የሆነ ነገር ለማግኘት ነው። ግን ያ ነገር ግን አይሆንም። ምክንያቱም አንዴ እንደዛ ከተደረገ በኋላ አይሆን። ያ ከብስጭት የሚመጣ ያን ለማድረግም ጭካኔውን ለመፈጸምም ሲጀመር እንዲህ አይነት ይህን ተግባር የሚፈጽሙ ሰዎች ማህበራዊ መሰረታቸው የተበላሸ ነው። ጤናማ የሆነ ማህበራዊ መሰረት የሌላቸው ናቸው። ስለዚህ እኒህ ያህል ካልን በኋላ እንዴት ነው አሁን ይህን ጭካኔ ስርዓት ማስያዝ የሚቻለው? መስመር ማስያዝ የሚቻለው? ጭካኔ የእኛ ሀገር የተለየ ባህሪ አይደለም። የትም ቦታ ሊኖር ይችላል። ምናልባት የጭካኔ ደረጃው ካልተለያየ በቀር የሰዎች የሳይኮሎጂ ዲስኦርደር ችግር ባለበት ቦታ ሁሉ ጭካኔ አብሮ ሊኖር ይችላል። የትም ቦታ ቢሆን ስልጣናቸውን ለማስጠበቅ ፍላጎት ያላቸው ሰዎች እስካሉ ድረስ ጭካኔ ሊኖር ይችላል። የትም ቦታ ቢሆን በሰዎች ባህሪ ላይ የህግ ልጓም ባልተበጀበት ሀገር ላይ የጭካኔ ተግባር ሊኖር ይችላል። ስለዚህ ዋናው ቦታው አይደለም ማለት ነው፣ አሰራሩን ነው ማስተካከል። የታመሙ ሰዎችን ለይቶ መረዳት። ሰው ልብስ ለብሶ ስለሄደ ጤነኛ አይደለም። እዛ ላይ ነው አሁን ብዙ ስራ መሰራት ያለበት። ውስጡ በጣም የተቸገረ ውስጡ በጣም ትልቅ ጉዳት የደረሰበት ሰው ጤነኛ መስሎ ስለታየን ብቻ በጤነኝነት አቀራረብ ብንቀርበው መጨረሻ ላይ ጉዳት ሊኖረው ይችላል ማለት ነው። Yeah. You're right, Anthony. Yes, you're right. Scarcity. I was talking about scarcity. I think he heard that word, scarcity. Whenever there is scarcity of resource, people will tend to fight because there will be competition for resource, and that competition will lead these people to commit crimes against humanity or to commit any kind of crime, any kind of brutality. That's why I said scarcity matters. There is no place that there is no where there is no scarce. I mean, anywhere you go, there is a scarcity. There is no place where everything is fulfilled. There is no place that we call absolute. እና ከዛ አንጻር ነው የምናየው። ምንም የተሟላ ይህ ቦታ በቃ ሁሉ የሞላለት ነው የምንለው ቦታ የለም። ዓለም 9 ነው የሚባለው ለዛ ነው። ዓለም 9 ነው ይባላል። ምክንያቱም የሆነ ቦታ ትሄዱና የምትፈልጉት ነገር ሊኖር ይችላል። ደግሞ እዛ ቦታ ያላችሁት ደግሞ የሆነ የሚጎለው ነገር አለ። አንድ ቦታ ላይ ሁሉ ነገር ተሟልቶ ስለማይገኝ ፍጹም የሆነ ነገር የለም። ለዛ ነው ዓለም 9 ናት የሚባለው። ስለዚህ እጥረት ለሰዎች የጭካኔ ምንጭ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። What's up, Nigo? How are you today? You doing all right? Thank you very much. So I was discussing about why do we see so much cruelty this time. We heard so many disgusting crimes, scary crimes, very difficult to hear crimes against humanity sometimes, you know. So I was trying to mention some of the factors associated with this human cruelty. What are those factors? Is there anything changed? You know, I try to mention that the advancement of technology thanks to social media that we can hear anything anywhere, any crimes committed in any corner, you can hear it within minutes, within hours. That was the main reason. You know, social media plays a great role in exposing crimes committed everywhere now. Through Wandeme, yes, you're right. I hope so, my friend. I hope you are fine. ያ ስለዚህ እንደዛ ነው እና ለምንድነው ጭካኔ እያደገ የመጣው? አሁን ላይ ጭካኔ ለምን እያደገ መጣ? እስኪ ምክንያቶችን እንወያይባቸው በሚለው ዙሪያ ነው። የተለያዩ ወንጀሎች እንሰማለን፣ ጭካኔዎች እንሰማለን። ለምንድን ነው አሁን ጭካኔ በዚህ ደረጃ በከፍተኛ ደረጃ እየሰማን ያለ ነው? ምን የተለየ ነገር ኖሮ ነው? My country of Jamaica has been having a high crime rate year after year. You are right. Crime is rampant everywhere now. We hear heinous crimes in every corner of the world at this time. So what was the reason? I can say that, you know, as I said, social media plays a great role in exposing crimes, but I can also say scarcity of resource. Whenever there is scarcity of resource, people compete. Yeah, people compete for resource. That competition leads to crime, rape, stealings, property, and all these crimes are committed for due to lack of resource or competition for resource. Horrific crimes, yes, even of the elders. You're right. Yes. የተለያዩ ወንጀሎችን እየሰማን ነው። አሁን ህፃናትን ማፈን፣ ትልልቅ ሰዎችን ማፈን፣ ሽማግሌዎችን ማፈን ለገንዘብ የዚህ ሁሉ ምንጩ ምንድን ነው? ድሮ ለምን አልነበረም? ለምን በዚህ ደረጃ እንትን አደገ? So you are right. The first factor I can mention here is scarcity of resource. You know, when population is growing and the resource is limited, so people tends to compete to share that resource, and that leads to, you know, fight and then crime to be committed against one another. Just this we they found on elderly dead in their homes. See, that's a problem. People see crime as a means to their end. In order to get something, they commit crime. It's a means for an end for some people. They kill you to steal your property. And the other reason that I can mention beyond lack of resource is about the law. When the law is not tightened, the rule of the country, the law of the country is not tightened, then it will give people space to commit crime. Countries with a very strong law that hunt, you know, those people who make crime, you know, they will be in a good position to keep their country safe. I was looking a documentary last time on TV about I'm not sure if that's in Jamaica, but I think it's in Haiti. Say those gang members, they were kidnapping kids, elderly people, and they ask for money, and they can kill you on the street for no reason. That shows you that, you know, the law is not tight. Probably there is no enough police officer, or the government is corrupted, or the police officers are corrupted, or they don't have the necessary capacity to put these criminals accountable. See, that's a problem. So law of the country play a great role in safeguarding the safety of the people. ስለዚህ እጥረት ሲኖር ሰው ያን እጥረት ለመሻማት የግድ ወደ ስርቆት ይገባል። ያ ስርቆት ነው ሰው ላይ ከፍተኛ ችግር እያደረሰ ያለ። በዚህ ደረጃ ነው የምንረዳው። ህግ ሲላላ ደግሞ ሰዎች ጨካኝ ይሆናሉ። ህግ በጣም አስተዋጽኦ አለው። ጥላቻ ያድጋል። ሩዋንዳ ላይ ያ ሁሉ ከሚሊየን በላይ ህዝብ የተጨፈጨፈው እንዲሁ በቀላሉ አይደለም። በጊዜው ስርዓት ማስያዝ ስላልተቻለ ጥላቻ እያደገ ሄዶ ሰዎችን ከሰው በታች አድርገው ልክ እንደ ክሮኮች ወይም እንደ ሮች እንደ በረሮ አይተው እነሱን መግደል ልክ እንደሚያጸድቅ ስላዩ ነው ያ ሁሉ እልቂት የተፈጸመው። ስለዚህ ጥላቻ በጊዜው ካልታከመ፣ በጊዜው ስርዓት እንዲይዝ ካልተደረገ እያደገ ሄድና የምትጠሉትን ሰው ከሰውነት አውርዳችሁ በምትጠሉት ሰው ላይ እርምጃ መውሰድ ጽድቅ እንደሆነ አድርጎ እንዲሰማችሁ አእምሯችሁን ታሳምኑታላችሁ። ስለዚህ ህግ ትልቅ አስተዋጽኦ አለው ማለት ነው። የጠበቀ ህግ ያለባቸው ሀገሮች ህዝቦቻቸው በሰላም ወጥተው መግባት ይችላሉ። ስለዚህ ህግ በጣም ወሳኝ ነው ማለት ነው። I would appreciate who is there somebody you can participate ላይክ እስኪ አድርጉ። ላይክም እያደረጋችሁ የገባችሁ ሰዎች ምክንያቱም ሞር ሰው ይገባል ላይክ ሲደረግ። What's crime like in Ethiopia? I think I was trying to say that it was good long time ago, probably 6 7 years ago. It was as safe as I can say that it was safer, but now it gets worse. It gets worse. The reason behind is because it's a new government now. He is not able to get some people accountable, like lawless people accountable. You know, so you can hear news about raping kids, raping elderly people, and ask for ransom. That's what is bothering as of now. But as you compare it to those in Jamaica and Haiti, the crime rate in Ethiopia is not to that level. I think it's much better, but still, from what we know earlier, there is still a problem. There is a problem now, especially the last 6 7 years. When the EPRDF was in power, there was no such horrific crime. We didn't hear anything about, rape and asking for ransom. For the last 30 years, when EPRDF was in power, we had no such problem. But recently, we have this issue, and the government is trying to his best to alleviate the problem, but still there is a lot to do. You can see gunmen in the bush, trying to rape, trying to stop, you know, cross country vehicles and ask for money. And people don't feel safe, especially in some regions of the country. Not everywhere, but in some regions. And the other problem I said, issue that is associated with crime is, psychological disorder. There are people called sadists. If you have heard about it, sadists who get pleasure by, hurting people, by inflicting people. They are called sadists. This is a psychological disorder, like trauma, stress, fear. All this plays role in committing crime. The problem is, especially, I was trying to mention the situation in Rwanda some years ago. More than 1 million people were massacred in Rwanda, genocide. That was ignited by hate speech in one radio station. That hate developed through time. So when you hate someone, when you hate some group or ethnic groups, that hate, unless it's treated on time or in a timely manner, that grows to the level that you see your opponents as dehumanized, as non-human, and killing them. You think that killing your opponent is a blessing. That was what happened in Rwanda. So so that's what happened. So hate need to be treated in a timely manner. Grievance need to be treated in a timely manner. If we just leave it there, it simmers inside your brain and it creates a psychological disorder, especially in countries where law is not tight. That will give you a motivation to massacre others, your opponents for that matter. ስለዚህ ያላችሁ ሰዎች የበለጠ እስቲ አስተያየት ስጡ። ለምንድነው ጭካኔ እየበዛ የመጣው? እስቲ የእናንተን አስተያየት ልስማ እስኪ። ለምንድን ነው ጭካኔ ድሮ ከምናውቀው በላይ አሁን ለምንድን ነው እየጨመረ የመጣው? ምን የተለየ ነገር ኖሮ ነው? ድሮ ያልነበር አሁን ያለ ምንድን ነገር ስለሆነ አሁን የምናየው አሰቃቂ ወንጀል አሁን በፌስቡክ በሶሻል ሚዲያ የምናያቸው ለምንድን ነው እንደዛ ሊሆን ይችላል? ወንጀል ለምን ነው በዚህ ደረጃ አሰቃቂ እየሆነ የመጣው? ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ያለ ማስተካከል ምን ማድረግ አለብን የሚለውን ደግሞ በሌላ ዙር እንወያይ። አሁን ግን ፋክተሮች ምክንያቶችን ነው የምንወያይባቸው። Azwa, have you ever felt afraid in your own country? Yes, there was a time that I felt afraid. I was in the middle of a fight probably 2 years ago. It happened. It just happened. War, like fighting broke while I was in my house with my kids between the Fano militia and the government, just in front of my house. And my kids were terrified. That was my recent experience that I felt afraid. So that's why I decided I have to come back to the state because I have an option to come. So I said, no, I cannot stay there. I have to come. But it's just me. There are over 100 million people there still living. There's with no problem so far. Ethiopia is a home for over 125 or 130 million people living there. It's because I have an option to come to the state. That's why I came. But the fight broke. Probably I cannot say accidentally, but no one was expecting the fight will broke in front of my house, just on the street. The fight stays for over like 6 hours fight there. No, I'm not in Ethiopia. I'm in the state now. I am in the States. Yeah, I know. Last time I heard you said, yeah, you say you're in New York. Okay. You Jamaican and then you are in New York. That's good. I know so many people from Jamaica. I have some friends from Jamaica. I used to work with some of them. And there are some friends I know from Jamaica living in my neighborhood. Rastafarians. All right, thank you, man. Nice to see you here. Hopefully, I'll see you back again. I got a call, it didn't hear you. Okay. Yes, I said that I had some friend from Jamaica. I used to work with some people from Jamaica too. I know how they are. Thank you. You're back now. You know, I had some Rastafarians from Jamaica living in my neighborhood. I know them. Nice people. እና መሳተፍ ይቻላል። እስኪ አስተያየት መስጠት ይቻላል፣ መሳተፍ ይቻላል ማለት ነው። በዚህ ርዕሰ ጉዳይ ላይ እንደጠቀስኩት ላይክ ማድረግ ይቻላል፣ ሰብስክራይብ ማድረግ ይቻላል፣ መሳተፍ ይቻላል። Yeah, the Rastas are good. Rastafarians. They are good. There are so many in my neighborhood. They used to live where I used to live back home. Some of them are retired. They just want to have a peaceful life because life is relatively cheaper back home in Ethiopia. So they decided to stay the rest of their lives there. Rent is cheap. If they pay like $100 a month, they can rent a big house. So ቤተሰብ ዛሬ አስተያየታችሁን ብንሰጡን የበለጠ ሀሳቡ ሊዳብር ይችላል። እስካሁን ስንወያይ የነበረው ለምን የጭካኔ ተግባራት በዚህ ደረጃ ሀገራችን ውስጥ ሊያድጉ ቻሉ የሚለውን ነው ማለት ነው። Azwa, I talk about Africa all the time, and my friends keep discouraging me. No, no, no. You don't need to be discouraged. Honestly, honestly. They say Africa is unstable. No, no. To be honest, trust me, I have been there for like the last 4 years I was in Ethiopia, and everything was safe. Still, the problem is only in some regions of the country. The majority of the country is safe. There are tourists going there from Europe, from America. So many tourists every year, especially this season. Man, you will understand it only if you go there and see. They portray Africa as unstable, as poor, but that's not what it is. I have seen boars. I've been there, and I know what it looks here. So I can tell you for sure. I feel safer when I went there. When I go there, I feel safer. The only reason I told you last time there was a fight broken in front of my house, just between the militia and the government force, but I think I heard now it's not there anymore. That was only in my region, in my place, because I used to live somewhere outside from the town. It's in a rural area. but in the city, it is really safe. I cannot say a lot about the other African countries, but from if I want to say something about Ethiopia, Ethiopia has always a divine intervention, regardless whatever others say about Ethiopia. There are so many wars, but still the country is surviving, and you can see people working, running here and there every time, struggling to change their lives. You can see tourists flowing every year from every corner of the world. So, that's what it is. When I came back to the state, there were over 100 Jamaicans, Rastafarians living there. They don't care about any fight because they decided to stay there the rest of their life, and they are still safe. No one was hurt. One thing to understand, people are not as materialistic as the people here in the state. They can be poor, but they are thankful. You know, it's not as you expected it. They praise their God with all that scarcity. They don't care. They don't know if they're in scarce. So people have, divine intervention, and people are thankful because most people are religious there, and family tie is high, social life is high. It's not like here in the state. You don't know who is living in your neighbor for a year or two, or even for that matter for a very long time. I don't know who is in my neighbor now. I've been in my apartment for like 2 years, but I don't know who is my neighbor. I don't know his name. I don't know her name. You are locked. She doesn't say hi. You don't say hi. Depends. Over there on the street, people say hi. If you need help, everybody tries to help you. People are friendly. They don't need too much to praise God. When they have something small, they praise God. They are happy, not materialistic. That's where I would love to be even for a minute. See, exactly. I get relief every time I go back home. No stress, it's all relief. Simplicity is there. With a very small amount of money, you can survive. I said hi to two people this week and without an answer. See, that's a problem. Yeah, I know. It happened. There is so much stress on people here. It's individualistic. Over there is sociable. People are sociable. Over here is individualistic. People wants to live his own life here. No one cares what's going on in his neighbor. እስኪ ገባ በሉ፣ እስኪ ገባ በሉ፣ ተሳተፉ። ላይክ፣ ኮመንት፣ ሰብስክራይብ ማድረግ ይቻላል። በተለይ ላይክ ማድረግ ይቻላል። So that's the problem, my friend. Thank you very much. Welcome to Azwa 2 Live. I would appreciate, guys, if you like, so that we have more people coming up. Are you close to New York? I don't think so. I'm not that close. Probably 6 hours flight from here. 6 ሰዓት ይርቃል ከዚህ። 6 ሰዓት በረራ ወደ ኒውዮርክ። I used to live in Virginia, and then that was only for an hour flight, just 1 hour flight. I've been in New York for 3, 4 times. I can only go by bus too, from Washington D.C. to New York. I did that 2 times. No, I wish to be in Jamaica. I have never been there, but it's my plan. Yeah, especially the beach there, the fish, and I just want to see some lifestyle, but just with extra care with the crime. I see some crimes committed now there. That scares you. So I would advise you to just go Ethiopia, just have some time, just go there, and then you can be a witness yourself. They know not to mess with the tourists. The police now not playing. Okay, okay, I see that. Yeah, I have a plan to go there probably. I would like to see Jamaica, Kingston. think the capital is Kingston. Especially, I like the Rastafarians. When I was a small kid, when I was still in high school and junior school, um, my parents' home was nearby the palace of Haile Selassie, King Haile Selassie. The palace was just probably 2 or 3 kilometers far from my parents' house. So, these Rastafarians used to come there to see the palace by bicycle. Yeah, so I used to follow them as kids just to talk and say hi. Most of them speak English, so we want to speak English there. So we went there. It's on the mountain. So they were mostly friendly. So at that age, I thought that all Jamaicans are Rastafarians. And now in my city, which is called Bahadar, there are so many Jamaican businesses, like restaurants open by Jamaicans, ice cream shops, mini markets, supermarkets. There are many businesses opened by Jamaicans. There are some farmlands also by Jamaicans. They used irrigation to farm their land. Some of them, of course, was accused of planting weeds, and I don't know what happened. People were complaining. Probably now they stop. But I know there are some Jamaican businesses there in my city, still there. Yeah, businesses run by Jamaicans. They speak Amharic, so they know everything. They eat Ethiopian food. They are Ethiopianized already. And I would advise you to go there and see. I'm very sure that you will like it. You will feel relieved, free of stress, simple life. Everywhere you go, you see simple life. So people are friendly, people are genuine. You don't see fake smile like we see it here in the state. Everything is genuine over there. Oh, Spiro, I speak to Spiro. Is he an Ethiopian? Spiro. Probably I know him. Oh, okay. You said Abel Inspiro 2116. I'll take a look at him. Yeah. Yeah. But I know, I think there was a guy I know, Spiro. He was from, I'm not sure if that's him, but a guy called Spiro. He used to live in Cuba and he speak perfect Spanish. And now, he came back to Ethiopia, to Bahardar. I'm not sure if he's still in the Bahardar. I heard that he came to the state. He was called Spiro too. He used to live in Cuba before. Yeah, I'll take a look at him. Yeah, let me take that. He's a Inspiro 2116. Let me write that in. I'll check his account. So how is the weather in New York as of now? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know in that area. Yeah, it was cold over there. It's not that bad where I am now, but it's getting cold again. Oh, okay. They were saying same thing here too. Expecting snow tonight till tomorrow. We'll see what would happen then. Hopefully it's not gonna be bad because I'm working tomorrow at the same time. What's going on with all those heavy equipments across from you? I think it's a rental company. It's a rental company, construction rental company there. You can see over there. Yes. You can see those heavy equipments. It's their rental company. So, how is life treating you so far, my friend? Oh, yeah, of course, of course. That's going to be a good business to do in Ethiopia. You know, there are so many business that is not tapped yet in Ethiopia. Yeah, hopefully that's going to be a great business. I know, it costs probably it needs a lot of investment, but still, it's much profitable. It could be costly. Or you can import, free of tax. The government gives you um, incentives for those who are working on construction. You can import machineries from China, and then you'll be free of tax. If you open a factory, that's going to be free of tax. I mean, importing machines from China, from anywhere, that's part of the incentive. You don't pay tax to import machineries. I had some business plan in my mind when I decide to go back. I want to involve there. It's cheaper to import machineries from China. Then you can ask for land. The government will give you land for free with lease, probably for 50 years or 90 years. And then that's going to be good, actually. It's profitable. Welcome, welcome, guys. Azwa tube. Azwa tube ነው የቀጥታ ስርጭት። እስኪ ላይክ አድርጉ። እስኪ ላይክ ብታደርጉ ሞር ሰው ሊመጣ ይችላል እና እስኪ we would appreciate if you guys like it. በላይክ ግቡና እስኪ ዛሬ እየተወያየን ያለ ነው ጭካኔ ለምን ጨመረ ነው። እስኪ በዛ ርዕስም ሀሳብ መስጠት ይቻላል። የሰዎች ጭካኔ ለምን እዚህ ደረጃ ደረሰ? ለምን ሊጨምር ቻለ ነው። መሳተፍ ይቻላል፣ ሀሳብ መስጠት ይቻላል። that needs to be talked about more because I have friends who want to have America, so I will have to let them know. Who want to leave America, so I will have to let them know. Yeah, just let them know. There are so many opportunities if those people who wants to involve in investment. The government is providing good incentives for importing machinery free of tax from anywhere. You can invest in tourism. You can construct some lodges, recreation areas, or you can tell them to invest machineries, to invest in machinery rentals, or to open schools. There are scarcity of schools, especially primary school. It's profitable actually. So I want to be an ambassador for my country just because telling the truth actually. በአማርኛ ሀሳብ መስጠት የሚችል ሰው መሳተፍ ይችላል። የተወሰነ ሀሳብ ጣል ብታደርጉ ርዕሱን የበለጠ እያዳበር ሞር መወያየት እንችላለን። ስለዚህ በድጋሚ ለማስታወስ ያህል ዛሬ እስካሁን ስናወራው የነበረው ነገር ምንድን ነው? ጭካኔ ለምን ጨመረ እኛ ሀገር ውስጥ ነው። ድሮ ከምናውቀው የነበረ በላይ አሁን የምንሰማው አሰቃቂ ወንጀል፣ አሰቃቂ ጭካኔ እንዴት ሊመጣ ቻለ? ምን የተለየ ነገር ኑሮ ነው? ምን አዲስ ነገር አለ? በሰዎች ባህሪ ላይ ምን የተለወጠ ነገር ኑሮ ነው? እንዲህ አይነት አሰቃቂ ወንጀሎችን በየጊዜው የምናየው የምንሰማው ወይም የምናዳምጠው እና የተወሰኑ ነጥቦችን እኔ በግሌ ጠቅሻለሁ። እናንተ ደግሞ የሚሰማችሁን ይሄ ምክንያት ሊሆን ይችላል የምትሉትን ጥቀሷቸው። I'm sure Ethiopian live to a long age. Yes, of course. Especially those who live in the highland. I told you, my friend, when people from Jamaica, I know when they get retired, they go back to Ethiopia to live the rest of their life there. Free of stress, simple life, friendly life, no hassle. It's an easy life. Sometimes we think that, the food we eat, the quality of the food we eat only matters, but, simplicity matters to your age. Stress matters to your age. Your social life matters to your age. If you live in in an environment where there is so much stress, you'll not have a long life. Your health will be affected. So that's why most people, when they get old, they prefer to live in a place where there is no more hassle, where there is simplicity, and where there is no stress. As I told you, if you have like $100 a month, you can rent a very big house. And $100 for 1 month is good for the whole family to eat. You can buy anything you want with 100,000. I mean, $100 a month. So total 200, peaceful life. In some cases, you might not need that much too. It depends on how much you spend, of course. ሰውየው በእንግሊዝኛ ስለሚያወራኝ ነው። እናንተ በአማርኛ አስተያየት መስጠት ይቻላል። በአማርኛ ስታወሩ በአማርኛ አወራለሁ። I always talk with ወንድሜ ጉዞ። Okay, ወንድሜ ጉዞ. All right. ጉዞ. I think I heard about his name. The traveler. Yeah. I don't know who he is, but I know this name here on YouTube sometimes live. So now you are talking with me. So if you have any question that you want to know about Ethiopia, then I can explain that to you. So if you go there, if you go to in Ethiopia, if you get the chance to go there, the city of Bahir Dar is definitely the place to see. It has the largest lake in Africa called Lake Tana. So my first Ethiopian I ran into was Oromo. Her name is Yero Multa Konjo Set. Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know many Oromia words. I mean, Oromo language, because I speak Amharic. I'm from the north, so I speak. I would love to learn. I can speak Tigrinya language, but my mother tongue is Amharic. So, because Tigrinya and Amharic are Semitic, they have something common. But Oromo is like Cushitic. So are you going to come to Asafa's home tonight? Oh, Spiro told me about Lake Tana, but I heard of it before. Didn't I realize that it was in Ethiopia? Yeah, Lake Tana, which is the biggest lake in Africa for the matter. It's huge lake. Sometimes it take like 2 days to reach from one corner to the other by boat. It takes 2 days. If you start from Bahardar, there is a place called Gorgora in Gondar. It takes you 2 days, day and night, by boat. It's too far. I have never been there, but I heard about it. It's too far. It's the largest lake. You cannot see the verge of the lake by your naked eye. And that lake has so many monasteries, so many islands. Yeah, that's huge. And the Ark of the Covenant is believed to be there too, in one of the monasteries in Lake Tana. There are special places or like special churches that that is allowed only for men. It prohibits women to go in. There are some churches that's only for women. Men are not allowed there. Yeah, there are lots of fish there. A fish. It's a fish city. Bahadar in general because it's coming from the lake. So the nearby restaurants have so many fish. They have fish restaurants there. When we were kids, it was cheap. Now I heard that it's expensive now because population is growing now. The need for fish is growing, so it's getting a little expensive, but still good. Still good. You can get fresh fish over there. Sometimes you can see fish that weighs like 20 pounds, 25 pounds, even more. Just big fishes coming out of the lake. And when I was kid, they all cost like $1. The very huge fish, they cost $1. That's it. It's getting cold over here too. Can I go buy a fish from the bank? Of course you can. You can buy a fish live and then you can cook it yourself. Or you can have a cooked fish. Because there were, I mean, still there are so many fish restaurants nearby the lake. They cook fish and they make fish in different forms, like fried fish, or they make it stew, or there are so many ways that they make it, depending on customers' needs. Of course, you can. Yeah, you can do that. You can fish yourself. You can fish yourself. And the Nile River is there nearby too. We call it Abai River. The Nile, it's by the lake. There is a place in the lake that you can see the Nile passing by over the lake. So the Nile River is nearby the lake. So if you want, you can go to the river or you can go to the lake. You can fish yourself. We used to fish, especially in the river, because it's easier over there to fish. Yeah, we used to that too. We used to fish when we were a boy. My neighborhood was great, man. As I told you, we were outside the city, a little bit outside the city. It was nearby the mountain, and just probably less than a kilometer, we can go to the river, Nile River. We can fish there, wash our body there, wash our clothes there in the river, and then just the lake is also nearby. So, man, it was a nice time. But the crocodile are still there. I heard there are still crocodiles in the river. It's good to be careful. Not everywhere, but in some areas. So you have to know where the crocodiles are, especially if you go to the river, because they are dangerous. If you have heard about the Nile crocodile, you can see it on YouTube. The Nile crocodile, they are very dangerous. We used to see them. I know, for example, where they are. There are places in my area, so we don't go there. Hopefully you'll be there, man. If you like it, make some arrangement and try to go there and look on your own eye. I know that you love it. Are you going to be in Asafa house tonight, Nyogo? I'm still here. Okay. Thank you. You're still here. So it's getting cold over here too. Probably it's getting cold tomorrow. They say snow is gonna come. I thought life is very difficult in New York. I don't know how you survive there. It's expensive. I live a simple life and save to build a home in Jamaica, which I can rent while I run off to Africa. Oh yeah, that's a good plan actually. That's a good plan. Would that be expensive to build a house in Jamaica, to buy the land and to construct the house? I know it's expensive to buy a house and to build a house in Ethiopia. I have a house in Ethiopia, so I rented it to a guy who is from Jamaica. Oh, I already have one there, and the land I already have, I will start building January, February. Okay, okay, that's good. You're going to have the second house now. That's what I'm planning to do too. My second house. Hopefully, I can make it with the next 2 years. If I save, and I can make it. Azwa, I only have one child, a son, and he is into real estate. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. You are lucky, man. That's good. That's really nice. So he can help you then. That's good. See, that's a good thing. When you have good kids, they can help you. So problem, especially in that part of the world, in Jamaica, Haiti, in the Caribbean, mostly there is something called drug that we don't know. No one knows what drug means especially in my country. I'm not sure about the other African countries. We don't know what drug means. People don't use drug over there. Even smoking is like a taboo. Smoking cigarette, normal cigarette is like a taboo over there. I know there are so many people smoking at this time, but for most people it's a taboo. So let alone smoking weeds, drugs in public space mainly. So people are reserved. Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah, he has so many plans. Okay, that's good. Probably he's the one is helping you to construct your second house then. That's good. That's good. When you have someone to motivate you like that, you would be, you would be encouraged to do more, to work hard, save money, and then you would do something good for your future. Oh, that's good. That would help you, especially if you go there, live there. You know, it doesn't mean that there are no people who smoke. There are so many people there, but still, yeah. But for it has a health hazard. Me as well. I don't smoke. But I don't know why some people just stay outside. Just they don't want to participate. They are still there watching, listening, spying. They don't want to say any word. They don't want to participate. Don't know why. Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah, you're 55 and you just want to be around good people. That's good, especially at this age. Yeah, you want to be surrounded by good people. You want positivity around you. You want to avoid negativity in your life. You want people who gives you motivation, who encourages you spiritually, emotionally. You choose to avoid negativity. You don't like those hassles anymore at this age, especially. Oh, that's your account. Okay, okay. Okay, you can like on both. You can do that, yeah? You can like on both your account. Oh, the like is zero now. It used to be two, now no more like. Why is that happening now? Look at that. Okay, that's fine. There were two likes, now it's gone. Okay. I use them to support. If you look, you will see talking to Asefa. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's nice. This is one way of supporting. but I think it's maybe the system detects it, so it takes out the likes. There were 2 likes before, now no more. It took them out. Probably the system detects it. Okay, yeah, they were there before. Yeah, I don't see them anymore. I don't know why. Hopefully, hopefully I will see you tonight on Asafa's live streaming. Maybe most if he comes in, then I will see you there. It was okay. So tell me who invented Eskista? Oh, there is no such thing called who invested something like that. It was there a long time ago. We don't know who. No one say who invented, who did this. That's cultural, emotional expression. The people invented it. There is no specific person that would be mentioned who invented Skista. It's a culture, especially in wedding ceremonies. People would like to play Skista. That's moving their shoulders, their waist, and of course, it has different styles depending on which area you are in Ethiopia. Different regions have different skistas, different styles. Yeah, the moves are different actually, depending on which area you are. The kind of music, the kind of skista is also different depending on which area you live. In one region, there are different municipalities, like different sub areas. So in that sub areas, the skita is also different. For example, in the Amhara region, it's one region called Amhara region. It's in the northern part of the country. There is a place called Gojam. Gojam has their own skistas, their own move, their own music. It's all Amharic music, by the way. It's almost the same, but there are some differences, minor differences. And when you go to Gondor, still in Amhara zone, the move is a little quicker, the skista is a little quicker, and the music is also a little quicker. And there is a place called Shoa, which is close to the capital, but still in Amhara region. and their move, their skista, their music, even though it's still in Amharic language, there are some differences. When you go to a different region like Tigray or Oromo, it's totally different. The music is different, the skista is different. It's all body movement, but the move is different. Yeah, there are a lot to learn actually. Nowadays, we can teach ourselves thanks to social media. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Google, and you can teach yourself. Yeah, I enjoyed talking to my friends online. Sometimes they just pop up and tell me something about Ethiopia because they see that I am interested. Yeah, I can see that, because you ask. I feel that you are interested. You want to learn about it. You're not the only person. I've seen so many who come here online and ask me about Ethiopia. There was one guy, he was from, I think he's from the Caribbean. Now he's in Florida. He's a truck driver who come here. He pop up one day and asked me, he wants to learn about Ethiopia. For that matter, he knows a lot about Ethiopia. He has never been in Africa, but he knows a lot. He is learning the language. He said he wants to have a wife in Ethiopia. He asked me if that's going to be easy for him to get a wife. So, there are some guys who come here and ask me about Ethiopia, but he's Rastafarians. He's not from Jamaica for that matter. He's from, I think he's in Latin America somewhere. I forgot this country. Puerto Rico? Oh, no, not Puerto Rico. It's not Puerto Rico. I think somewhere close to that. Yeah. He knows a lot about Ethiopian history. He knows about, ancient Ethiopian history, about the kings, and then he knows a lot about, the culture, the dance, the food. Hopefully, I will see you next time. No ego. I'm about to leave now. Maybe I will see you in Asafat's live tonight. I'll be there if he comes up. Then I will see you next time. Hopefully, I will see you on my live stream too. So I'll be here also tomorrow at the same time, around 4 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. So I will see you there then. And then you have a good night. It was nice talking to you, my friend. You have a blessed night. All right. አመሰግናለሁ። ቻው። ጤና ይስጥልኝ። ቻው።